Today we're making this beautiful brass and Ashanti glass necklace. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to make. Let's dive in. The materials you're going to need are circular brass beads, the 5 and 10 millimeter, the white Ashanti bead, teal Ashanti beads, and the light aqua Ashanti beads. These are my color choices, but please feel free to grab your own. There's tons of colors on the website at thebeadchest.com. You're also going to need scissors, needle nose pliers, and some sort of stringing wire. Here we have the 0.015 inch gold stringing wire and a clasp. Toggle clasps are the best for this. I love this fancy antiqued gold bar and ring toggle clasp, as well as 2 crimping beads. We're gonna take our wire, and my favorite rule of thumb, you'll hear me say it over and over, is just to make it the length that you want it to be. So I just like to put this around my neck and give myself a little extra space, and then snip that wire, and we're gonna start with the clasp. So you're gonna take your gold crimping bead, string that through, then take whichever end of your clasp. There's no front or back to this necklace, so it doesn't matter which side you start with. Pull that crimping bead towards your clasp, take your needle nose pliers, and crimp that bead. You always want to leave yourself a little extra of that wire. We're going to tuck it into the beads. So we're going to start off with 25 of these 5 millimeter circular disc brass beads. String these on. I like to pre-count all of my beads before I start. Keeps you from having to count and recount and recount. Gives you a little peace of mind whenever you're making your necklace. We're going to tuck in this wire here. So you'll just take some of those beads we already strung on and string those over that excess wire. This ensures that you don't have any sticky ends poking out. And you almost saw me drop my work. This is why I always advocate to keep your work on the table. So many lost beads in my life. I really like these brass beads. It gives it some sort of warmth. I love these pastels. And I love blue because I'm near the ocean. All right, we've got 24 and 25. So then we'll take our 10 millimeter discs, and we're gonna do 3 of those. Sometimes these brass beads are funny. They're a little hollow on the inside, so just, if you find yourself having trouble getting through to the other side, just stick with it. Okay, so now we've got this. I like to go to about my collarbone, so that's where I'm gonna start the glass beads. So find what works for you. Hold that toggle at the back of your neck, and this hits about right at my collarbone. So then we're gonna start in with our Ashanti beads. I'm gonna start with the darkest ones first. So there's these teal color. And we're gonna do 8 of this darker color. Then I'm gonna do 10 of the light aqua. They're so pretty. I like to do the darkest at the top, closest to that brass bead, because it's that warmth, and then move to the lighter beads. We've got our 10 aqua beads. It's always good to just test and see where your necklace is sitting. So this would be a good spot if you want it to be this short. I want to make mine a little bit longer, because if I wear a V-neck necklace or a V-neck t-shirt, that could be really great with it. So we're next going to do 30 of the white beads. I've already counted all these out here in my little bowl. Fun little trick here that I like to do. You take your wire in hand, wrap your pinky finger around it so it's kind of pooled in your palm. That way you can bead a little bit quicker versus having to let each bead fall down. That's our last white bead. Then we just repeat the process. So now we have our last 10 light aquas. And then we have our teals. And right now we can just see where this is going to sit. Back of the neck. Yeah, it's a good length. And we take our 3 10 millimeter brass beads. And finish strong with our 5 millimeters. So now we're gonna finish this thing off. So we're gonna take our tiny crimp bead, string that through your wire, grab the other end of your clasp, string that through. Then you're gonna bring that wire back around. You're gonna go through the crimp and through about 2 to 3 beads. The best thing to do is hold the loose end in one hand and the rest of the wire in the other. Pull it completely tight and then just pull that string down. The tighter you can get it, the better. Then you take your needle nose pliers or your crimping, or if you have crimping wires, that's great too. And crimp it, crimp. Then we just take our scissors or your wire cutters, give it a little snippy, tuck in that wire, and there you have your brass and glass Ashanti necklace. Click that button below the video to get everything you need to make your own brass and glass Ashanti necklace, and we'll see you next week. Bye.